All right, hello there, everybody. This is Cholera, and I am proud to share with everyone the news that none other than the South Korean Ace team and none other than Park Jun-suk, the Mantos, have recently been profiled by the Stars and Stripes newspaper, which is the premier and the oldest newspaper of the United States Armed Services. That is right. Reach got into a magazine that's meant for American soldiers to read, the U.S. military community. And clearly, the first person interview in the StarCraft world, if you're going to talk about it, is the Mantos. I mean, are we talking about Jaedong? Jaedong won the OSL. That's nice. Bisu, very pretty. Millions of girls might like him. That's all right. Luxury. Oh, I won some titles. No, we're talking about Park Jun-suk. The article reads, if you guys can't see it, pretty sure you can, but cheers ring out as Park Jun-suk uses futuristic troop transports to sneak a pair of worm-like tanks into his opponent's base and blast a couple of buildings. While many pilots in the South Korean Air Force engage enemies with F-15s and F-4s, Phantoms, Park is grabbing missiles from the air that have been launched from North Korea, and also is using Protoss shuttles and probes in a StarCraft video game. So clearly, the American military wants to learn from Reach about how to first off be incredibly manly, so they can imitate this for their soldiers. Secondly, how to play StarCraft well, because it's obviously good to use Reavers to blast things with these worm-like tanks known as Reavers. And third off, how to stop missiles from landing. Because guess what, North Korea? Your Taepyeong-dong 2 missile didn't work. That's right, it fizzled. It landed in the ocean. And while people are saying, they don't know why it happened, let me tell you why. Because Reach was in an F-15 Eagle, and he intercepted it. He pressed the ejection button, grabbed it with his hands, and threw it into the Sea of Japan. And one final thing to note that Park Jun-suk Reach, they don't talk about him complaining about the service. He's just saying that he's going to go back to their barracks complete with work details and guard duty. But I think it's pretty amusing that right here it talks a little bit about someone called Hong Jin Ho. I am the lowest ranked airman, so I'm supposed to run every errand for others, like picking up the garbage, said Private Ho Jing Ho. Guess who that is? That's NC Yellow. That's right, NC Yellow has to pick up the trash. But you don't see Reach picking up the trash. They don't even talk more about what Reach does because most of it is classified, and they're trying to learn what's going on. So a salute to the Mantos from the U.S. military establishment, and I salute you, and they salute us. And we'll be moving on to the commentary now. Oh, and by the way, this is a artist's accurate rendition of what actually happened a few days ago with Reach catching the Taepyeong-dong Type 2 intercontinental missile and throwing its supposed satellite warhead down into the Pacific Ocean. All right, now stay tuned for Reach versus End. Alright everyone, this is Cholera, and welcome to another commentary. This is going to be the MSL Survivor group with none other than Park Jun-suk in it, of course. He's playing against a Terran player called End. That's right, End. A real household name, I'm sure, among all you StarCraft fans. No, I've never heard of End before, and, I'm sorry, but I think he is going to face his end here in the hands of the Mantos, who's playing for Air Force Ace, or playing rather as part of for Air Force Ace, which is finally deciding to participate in the single leagues, something that's very exciting. So in all these MSL groups, we've seen pretty much all the members of Air Force Ace contending to get into the next MSL. That is what the Survivor Tournament does. It feeds into the round of 32 of the MSL proper. There are 25 groups this year for some technical reason, but anyway, they correspond to the top, the 24 supposedly slots, with the 8 top players from the last MSL being seeded in. That makes the round of 32, of course. For those of you who follow this, you would know this. And by the way, I just learned something recently about Reach. Evidently, the people of the British Isles named an island after Reach, the Isle of Man. That's right. It is a small island on as part of the British Isles that they must have liked Reach so much there that they decided to name the island after him. And this, of course, happened thousands of years ago too, which is even more amazing because at that time StarCraft wasn't televised yet. It was actually just being played in Korea, and I don't think there were VODs yet. But you know, you could still watch it live in Korea about 3,000 years ago, and they actually had a language called Manx, believe it or not, also named after Reach, of course, the Mantos. So, you know, good job, Isle of Man. Reach, of course, has probably blessed that island with his appearance and the woman there with his progeny over the course of these last few hundred years. Looks like we're going to play a TVP here on Destination. We've got a barracks going up there and a refinery for End. And we're probably going to see a standard opening here from the Mantos going Gateway Assimilator. Not going to go just Zealots, of course. Very excited to watch the Mantos play again. You know, I gotta say, he did pretty well in the Winners League. He managed to get around a 50% win rate. And before you say, oh, that's only 50%, consider he was around back in 2001, and he was kicking ass then. How many players who were kicking ass in 2001 are even still playing right now? I mean, now Raw, retired, Kingdom, not here, Garimto. The real, you know, one of the few players who's still really around who was very, very good at that time is Boxer, of course. Nada really came in about that time. I wouldn't say he was great in 01 yet, but Reach was, and Reach still is kicking ass. Of course, NC Yellow was around back then too, but you've seen what decrepit state he's in right now, hauling trash for the for the officers in the Air Force. Reach isn't doing that. I bet there's no officer telling Reach to go and haul out his laundry. Probably most officers are actually listening to him because he probably joined the Air Force with the rank of general. Even though he had never been in the Air Force before. He probably joined. They were like, we're going to make you a general. Anyway, so looks like Reach is going to get denied his scout. He scouts pretty much everything inside the base, but it is going to get chased away. Looks like End also choosing to leave the base before he loses SCV. Reach has got a pylon going up at his natural expansion. He's also got range upgrade for his Dragoons going up. And looks like we're going to probably see a fast expand build here from End. Pretty standard stuff. And I think it's up to End to show us a little bit of something here, because I have a feeling that the Mantos is just going to play it fairly conservatively here. And with his just you know, vast amount of experience, like I just said, he's been around since 2001, pretty much, kicking butt on the scene. He should be able to beat this guy, who I assume is a rookie, because generally I've heard of most of the people on the A teams, and he most likely isn't on an A team. I don't even know what team he's on, actually. Looks like Reach is going to go for a robotics facility here. And it doesn't look like he's... Well, actually, he might expand and then go for Reavers, or he might expand and go for Observers. We'll see which it is. Given that he put up that Robo so early, though, I'm going to guess it's probably for Reavers. This map is pretty good for Reaver harassment. We've seen that plenty of times from tosses. And, you know, it certainly doesn't slow you down very much afterwards either. Although right now, the fact he's getting a second gate... We'll just see if he puts down the Nexus. If he doesn't put down the Nexus, it's definitely going to be Reavers. If he puts down the Nexus, it might just be for Observers. Looks like End also, if you notice there, was trying to be a little careful, checking the back of his base, seeing if there's going to be some kind of cheese there. And it is Observers first, at least. Dragoon going back there, actually just on the right side, going to intercept this SCV. Very nice work by Reach, expecting something to come from that direction. And End is going to be going for fast expand as expected. Probably going to get mines here, I'm going to guess. And probably try to secure his natural. So Reach is going to be going for a very conservative build right now, just going for the next